Hey everyone, welcome back to What I Learned in College. My name is Sarah Luna, and today we are going to be talking about how you, as a college student or a prospective college student, can start saving more money and actually stick to a budget. We'll talk about why budgeting in college actually matters and how to not blow all your money so you can thrive and not just survive. We'll also discuss the mindset shift that you need to have in order to start actually saving more money, and we'll talk about some actionable tips that you can apply today to your own budget. Now, it's especially important if you're on a fixed income that you follow a budget so that you don't spend your money carelessly and wind up in a financial emergency. If you can use your money wisely, you can maximize your college value dollar. Using a simple, practical budget will help you stop the guesswork and start actually planning. A budget helps you prepare for expenses before they cause a problem and leave you with just enough money to eat ramen only for a month. But no worries, there's actually a way that you can balance your bills, tuition, and your never-ending need for that coffee. Budgeting isn't about restriction. It's about direction. You need to give every dollar a job. When you know where every single dollar is going, you can take back your control and stop living in survival mode. Feeling like you have enough to make it will create positive feelings toward your budget and your money situation overall, which in turn will fuel your desire to make more money and spend it well. You need to know your sources of income and where to allocate them. Start with the money coming in. Write down all of your consistent or one-time sources of income. Examples are paychecks from your job, refund checks from your FAFSA, side hustles, even help from family members. Once there is a known total for available funds, aim to use about 50% of this total for immediate needs, things like rent, housing costs, food, and books and course fees. Then, after this stuff is settled, put another 30% away for what I like to call a flex fund. Then, after this, you want to go ahead and put the remaining 20% in non-negotiable savings. That 30% flex fund can be used for just that, flexible costs. It's there if you need it, but if you don't need to spend it, try to save it. After you've written down all the money coming in, then you need to determine your expenses. You need to determine which of your expenses are fixed costs and which of your expenses are what we call flexible costs, the things that don't change. Things like rent, housing, tuition, fixed school fees, your phone bill, your internet bill, and transportation costs. Now, flexible costs, you have some control over. Flexible costs are things like groceries, coffee, clothing and beauty supplies, eating out, school supplies, tech, subscriptions like apps that you buy, and other things. Once you sort everything into fixed versus flexible costs, then you can kind of take a look and see what you can afford to cut back on, especially in your list of flexible costs. And you can see some ways where you can save some money, like if you spend less on groceries, for instance. It can be rough trying to cut back on grocery costs, but you can do this by making meals in bulk and prepping some stuff for later. If you buy the right ingredients and you're frugal with your other costs for food, such as seasonings and things like that, you can actually make some really good food for a really cheap price. And I'll go over that stuff in another video. Now, here's the part that gets a lot of people. You don't need to budget by the month. You actually need to budget by paycheck. So that means if you get paid every 2 weeks, you need to create your budget around a 2-week system. Here's how you do it. Budgeting by paycheck instead of by month is a really good plan to not get lost in the middle of the month. Your bills might be due once a month, but that doesn't mean you have to do your budgeting that way. I have actually found it's much more effective to do it every 2 weeks like a typical payday schedule instead of once per month. Even once a week is good if you get paid weekly. Try to save up for fixed costs like tuition, books, and rent before the semester starts, if at all possible. Another pro tip would be to automate a savings account transfer. Just like a bill, if you learn to pay yourself that savings, right? And if you put yourself on auto pay, just like you would a bill, it makes it so much easier to save money. Try this and let me know how it works in the comments. Now guys, if you like to shop online like I do, this next tip will definitely help you out. When you're buying your school supplies, don't spend too much on stuff that you don't need. Write down a list of the essentials, like paper, pens, notebooks, a couple of folders, a backpack if you don't already have one. But don't spend too much on things like excessive tech or electronics or other things that just don't make sense to spend money on right now while you're in college. Keep an eye on what you really need to succeed in school. The last tip I have for you is once a month, make sure that you go revisit your budget and make adjustments if necessary. It would be nice to be able to leave a budget on autopilot, but these days, costs can vary just like income can. So you really need to keep an eye on this at least once a month. Now, if you're like me and you're just kind of like obsessive about it, then you may want to revisit it every 2 weeks, if you're setting up your system that way. But once a month is generally good, especially if your bills are only due once a month. And if you can afford to splurge 1 month, do it. A little self-care goes a long way. So that's it. That's my helpful budget advice for you guys today. If this video helped you out, make sure you drop a like and a sub. And also, let me know in the comments which tip was your favorite and which one you want to implement today. Take care, navigators, and I'll see you in the next one.